Yeah, I want to talk about accounting a little bit real quick, and just to give you an idea of how conservative it is, because people throw around these terms left and right, but it's very very conservative. A lot of times people wonder, you got debits and credits, right? Like a lot of times they put DR for debit. You're like, what the hell? Why do they put DR, right? And they put credit, right? And I know there's a couple stories as to why they put DR, because some people say it's a debtor, but it's not. I think it really comes from the terms Latin. But I'm just giving you an example. This was a Latin term for credit. This is a Latin term for debit. And you can see it's got the letter R in there. So here it is, 2,000 years later. It's still like, I guess, I don't know what they did in the Roman times. But to give you an example, this really tells you how the nature of accounting is so conservative. Actually, that's one of the accounting principles, conservatism. It's more conservative than I like in some ways, but in the Renaissance time, the accounting firms, like in Italy, for instance, they used to brag that they did not use the Arabic number system. They used the Roman number system, the Roman numerals, for financial reporting. The Roman numerals, you're talking like during the Renaissance time, after people were commonly using, regular Arabic normal numbers like you see that everybody sees today. They were using the Roman numerals. It took them like umpteen years to change, and some of them used to present the financials in Latin. Talk about conservative, man. So I'm going to tell you this. When some people that are laymen, that are marketers or whatever the hell they're doing, they're throwing terms out there left and right. Do beware. Do beware. Actually, if you wanted to look at, say, a financial, a lot of times you can get the financials for the miners and stuff off of their websites and see what the actual financials are, because they're reported to the stockholders, and everything has to agree. In other words, you're not reporting. There isn't like 3 sets of books or something like that. It's what it is what it is, and that's just how it goes. Now, sometimes some of these mines are being profitable. I'm not even talking more. I'm actually talking about accounting. But say, for instance, an entity, could be profitable because of a net operating loss carry forward. Because, say, they had an operating loss in another period, it was really bad, and it wiped out all their income for that period, and you still didn't use it all up. You can carry that forward. A lot of times this is going on in today's age and economy because of abandoned projects and things, not just with mines, but with a lot of different things. But accounting terms are pretty much set in stone, and there's different, even the coding is like, there's different coding, like accounting coding, recommended for different industries. There's certain ways to do things, and it's like, in other words, even when you're taking a depreciation on something, there's different methods that are allowed depending on what type of asset there is, and you just can't be changing the method midstream, unless maybe the IRS gives you some exception to go to accelerated method of depreciation. But all that affects your bottom line. So if you could depreciate it, sometimes they'll try to stimulate the economy a little bit by, talking, like saying that you can write off a capital asset all in the first year or something. They'll try to stimulate the economy by doing that. So that means that their tax bill will be less. So anyway, I just want to point this out because accounting is an extremely conservative profession, and it's not something that just changes by the whims of people. It's like, the American Institute for Certified Public Accounts will send out bulletins and things like that. And also there's different other organizations that will interpret tax law and send out their recommendations. But even the recommendations sometimes they're not set in stone. It takes a long time for something to change. So when somebody throws out ludicrous terms on things, really what you got going there is the marketing people doing it. It's not accountants. Accountants really aren't in the business of marketing at all. They're pretty much now I do accounting too, but I'm a little more flamboyant, I guess, in some ways. But for that profession anyway. But let me put it this way: it's not something where they're it's almost like entertainment, Hollywood, where they're trying to like get a new catchy term to be put into the language of the financials, and let's try to get this catchy term out here. And no, they don't do that type of stuff. It's got to have an essential use, and it takes a long time to change stuff. An example I had to bring out was about the Roman numerals being used even during the top accounting firms in Italy and during the Renaissance times. I mean, if you're looking at Roman numerals trying to figure out data, it was like, well, baby, that must have been a real mess back then. And, just had to give an example, too. How come they abbreviate debit with DR? You look at the word debit, there's no R in that word. What the hell are they coming from? It's because of the Latin 2,000 years ago. They don't change that much, man. So when you're seeing a lot of these crazy proclamations out there from people saying, throwing some new terminology in there about cost and financials, and this is what's going on and that's what's going on. It's not really what's going on, because that's just not how things are measured. It's almost like with accounting. It's like you got a ruler or something, and do I have a ruler here? Yeah, I got one right here. But it's not like here's the ruler, right? Here's the ruler, right? It's not like we're going to define what an inch and a foot is. We're not going to redefine that. It's like in accounting, this is what it is, and that's what it's going to be. And from now to eternity, or until something drastically changes, and that's just exactly how it works. So I just want to put that out to you. So just be wise when you hear some of this garbage. Use a lot of common sense. Use a lot of common sense, because common sense actually goes further than many things where you can get lost in statistics, charts, pie charts, bar graphs, Excel spreadsheets, and all types of stuff like that. I mean, all those things matter, but if you can't see the overall picture and the scams and the curveballs, you can have all the statistics in the world. It ain't going to help you that much at all. Not at all. You could be way off. So just behoove you that accountants are conservative as all hell, man. They don't change terminology. Just beware of that deal, man. Just beware of it.